Welcome to today's recap of Project Runway.
It's season 8 already, can you believe it? And so it begins. Very talented, diverse group of designers.
Yes, but there's 17 and usually they only have 16.
That's a problem. Alright, so really a bunch of characters here. Casanova.
That's his last name, but he prefers to be called that.
That guy looked like Governor Patterson, except he wasn't visually impaired. Or maybe after you see his design, you might think he is. Peach, she's 50.
She's feisty, though. I like her.
Yeah. There's a mom who left her 9-month-old. There's a guy in a bowler hat who thinks he's from Clockwork Orange, but he's more like Dim in Clockwork Orange than the main character. Mondo. Cool name. A former architect. That usually works out pretty well. There's been a lot of former architects turned fashion designers on Project Runway. A 21-year-old, but no 9-year-old. Sorry, Peach. I was expecting one, too.
Yeah, so they all met up at Lincoln Center, which is the new home of New York Fashion Week.
Granny's going to be thrilled because Granny grew up near Lincoln Center. All right, so it's the last stage of the audition. It is not the first challenge. So they got too many people. They got to make some cuts. Mm-hmm. So open your suitcase and take out one item and pass it to the person on the right.
Oh.
I knew there was going to be a twist like that. All right, so you got to use that item in your design. Big surprise. 5 hours to complete the design, though. That's the big surprise.
That's like no time at all.
That's like 5 minutes in our time.
You better use the bathroom before you start because you're not going to have time during the challenge.
Stock up on the Imodium and the bladder buddies.
All right, so for this challenge, mood is on site because they don't have time to go to the store.
And the models are randomly selected because it is the first challenge. They have 15 minutes to sketch, and all Casanova could talk about was his freaking $1,070 pants that he hadn't even worn yet.
Pants.
Thank you.
That's your fault for paying that much for pants.
Very stupid. Why didn't you just make them? All right, so Tim checks in. Casanova, sexy or vulgar? That so reminded me of Bruno. Candy or cancer? I don't know.
Aspen or Auschwitz.
Exactly. All right, Jason, Mr. Clockwork Orange, but boring. Had a kimono to work with, which he proceeded to turn around backwards and call it done.
He had the most fabric to work with, and he turned it into a Snuggie.
What the hell was with his fashion corset, too?
I don't know. I thought it was, it works for him.
I don't like it. All right, Peach. She ended up with this knit tube that every time you touched it, the whole freaking thing fell apart. Yeah. Ugh, the models. Send them in. There's only 10 minutes to fit them.
Jason was a little distracted because his model was busty.
She's a little chesty, and she wasn't wearing a bra. And he's trying to be like a doctor, but come on, he's a man.
This is the first time he's working with a female model.
That's been naked? All right, runway showtime. Casanova was running a little bit behind schedule. Yeah. His model was not even dressed yet. And Tim was like, we'll put it on her now. So, the judges for this fashion show, Heidi, not pregnant, Michael Kors, Nina Garcia, and Selma Blair.
Selma Blair.
Please bring back Kath and Kim. Love that show. All right, well, any thoughts on it?
It was a cluster.
It was a lot of look. That was quite a collection from everyone. A little bit different this week, or to begin with. There's a clear winner. I think this is the first time in the history of the show where they were like, all right, this is a winner, and the rest of y'all suck. So the winner was Gretchen. She had the worst material to work with, but she came out with this gem of a little black cocktail dress that everybody was like,
yeah.
All right. So the others are the bottom 6.
Yeah, so first up was Ivy with her toile pants with a flutter top over.
She really didn't transform it.
She ruched the sides of the pants. Big deal.
She made pants into pants. How interesting. Not.
But Heidi was like, how interesting not.
Jason, you had a kimono and you put it on backwards. You turned it into a hairdresser cape.
But for some reason they were like, oh, but I'm really intrigued.
And did he not know how to use a sewing machine? I mean, there was pins and staples in it and they were visible. And he was clueless. He was just like, I guess so. All right, April. She had that tuxedo blazer, which she turned inside out and turned it into a Frankenstein short dress. It really looked like it could have been called Frankenstein label. It was an inside-out hot mess.
Yeah.
She looked like an 80s streetwalker.
Well, with the hair that she picked, it
A crappy
good.
one at that. Mikkel, love that name. She had a man's shirt to work with, and I thought she made a cute little dress. All right, maybe the bottom, like she said,
it was too full.
It was too fluffy, but I really liked it. And in fact, they were all like, "Oh, the styling was shit." But you could hear in the little peanut gallery of designers, "Oh, she did that styling so good."
Uh-oh, looks like the designers have a lot to learn.
A lot. Nicholas, one of my early favorites, because he reminds me of a baby Clinton Kelly. And he's also a former architect. He made a bomber jacket ribbing on the top of a gown. It was a snooze fest.
I didn't like the fabric he used for the gown at all.
It was a little boring, and I like that fabric, but not with the design that he used. Because I really like the iridescence to it.
I don't like that.
All right, which brings us to the last one on the lineup here.
Holy crap, Casanova.
He made a blouse into a rag.
Now, there were some really interesting descriptions of this outfit. Michael Kors was like...
Michael Kors was a gem tonight.
He really loves the mother of the bride thing.
Yes.
He's really into that. So he's like, it was a strange mother of the bride belly dancer.
But it was also a conservative sexaholic.
A sexaholic who's conservative.
Yeah, or a pole dancer in Dubai. I think I've seen one actually wearing that. To tell you the truth, I think Michael Kors went home and sketched this because I think he actually wants one, and he wants it
I think it was
bad.
just like a car wreck and you couldn't look away.
Maybe. And Selma, I loved it and I loathed it. It was like that painting of Kramer, you know? He's disgusting, but I love him. All right. Nina had to translate. Either he's deaf or he doesn't speak English, according to Heidi.
Didn't know what was going on.
He was a hot mess. All right, so the results. April is in. Nicholas is in. Mr. Clockwork Orange with his corset, Jason, is in. How the hell can you be intrigued by a haircutter's cape? Yeah, or a Snuggie. All right, so that means the bottom three is Mikkel, Casanova, and Ivy, who was hoping to host the Ivy show on this. All right, Mikkel, she was out because her design and her styling sucked.
I was really surprised.
I was too.
I thought the design was good, it just wasn't executed well.
Exactly. And Tim Gunn even liked her design and stood by it at the end.
Good for you, Tim.
So that leaves Casanova and Ivy. Casanova, you are bizarre, and we're questioning your taste. Ivy, she made pants out of pants.
Well, they both made it to the next round.
B, capital S. What the hell's going on there? They both got a second chance. I protest. I want them off. All right. Yeah. Next time, the winner's going to be featured. But will more than one be cut?
We'll see.
Till next time, much love.